Good morning, everyone. We are now on lesson 5 and 6. This will be 2 lessons in one PowerPoint presentation because they are so related. This is entitled Illustrating and Verifying a Relation and Function. So we will illustrate and then verify whether the given is a relation and a function. But first, let us determine the definition of what a relation and a function is. This is related to mathematics. A relation in mathematics is any set of ordered pairs. And a special relation is called a function. This is a special type which every element in the x-coordinates is mapped to exactly one element in the y-coordinates. Thus, a set of ordered pairs is a function if no two distinct ordered pairs have equal x-coordinates. Take note of that specification. If no two distinct ordered pairs have equal x-coordinates. So let us give focus to the x-coordinates. The set of all the first coordinates, or the first numbers that you can see in the ordered pairs, is called the domain. Those are the x values. And the set of all the second coordinates is called the range. The second coordinates refer to the y values. We call it range of the relation. A relation can only be a function, as I've said, when there is a unique value of x coordinates or abscissa. The x coordinates or values are also called abscissa. We focus on this. If there are unique values, no repetition of x, then that is a function. A special kind of relation. Relation and function can be represented using table, set of ordered pairs, mapping diagram, graph, and equation or rule. Okay, so let us have this example. Suppose you are working in a fast food company. You earn 40 pesos per hour. Your earnings are related to the number of hours of work. So you work, example, in Jollibee or McDonald's. For every hour, you get 40 pesos. And that's your earnings. Okay, so let us know the relationship of your earnings to the number of hours of your work. So let us interpret your work and your earnings per hour in a set of ordered pairs. Remember, the set of ordered pairs is represented by the variable x and y. X refers to the number of hours and y for the earnings, and this follows an order. So x first and then y first. It cannot be interchanged. Okay, x first and then y first. Okay, and so this is very important. You have to have this brace because this is a set. Okay, open parenthesis followed by your number of hours first. If you have 1 hour of work, then you get 40 pesos. Close parenthesis. That means 1 and 40 is your first ordered pair. And then use comma. Then go for your second ordered pair. Okay, you'll have 2 for the value of x, and then for, if you have 2 hours, then you get 80. That's for the second ordered pair. The first ordered pair is 140. Second ordered pair is 280. The next, separated by a comma, and then the next ordered pair is there. 3 hours, then you get 120 pesos. Fourth ordered pair. If you have 4 hours of work, then you get 160 pesos. And the last ordered pair for this set of ordered pairs is 5 hours, then you get 200. Remember, if you open this with brace, then you close this also with brace. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ordered pairs. This is a set of ordered pairs beginning with your brace and your close brace. Okay, x values are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For y values, you have 40, 80, 120, 160, and 200. Okay, let's arrange this in a table or tabular form. The function or relation can also be in table or tabular form. You'll have two rows. The first row is for the number of hours represented by x, and for the earnings represented by y. We'll have 6 columns. For the second column, the number of hours is There. I'll have 1 hour. You'll get 40. 2 hours, you'll get 80 pesos. 3 hours, you'll get 120 pesos. For 4 hours, you get 160. And 5, 200. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is your number of hours. And the earnings are 40, 80, 120, 160, and 200. Okay, so for the set of ordered pairs and table and tabular form, let's determine the domain. Again, domain is the x values or the first coordinates or the abscissa. The domain equals, then open with brace. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 close brace because this is a set. And then the range, as I said, the range is the y values or the ordinates. Okay, the second coordinates or ordinate. Again, this is a set, so you use your brace. 40, 80, 120, 160, and 200. Easy, right? Let's continue. Okay, how about the mapping diagram? Also, your relation and function can be expressed through a mapping diagram. We will use this rectangular box for our x values and another rectangular box for your y values. It can also be an ellipse or a circle, but this is very easy and this is usually used. Okay, for all x values, this is for the number of hours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then for the earnings, you'll have 40, 80, 120, 160, and 200. 1 hour is for 40. They are related, they are paired. Okay, 2 hours, you'll get 80 pesos. 3 hours, you'll get 120 pesos. 4 hours, you'll get 160 pesos. And 5 hours, you'll get 200. So 1 is paired to 40, 2 to 80, and 3 to 120, and so on and so forth. Okay, the arrow shows the relationship that they are related and they are paired to one another and they cannot be interchanged. Okay, and so still the domain is still under the x values, the first coordinates or abscissa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't forget to use braces. For the range, also the second coordinates or the ordinate or the y values. Easy, right? We're finished with set of ordered pairs, table or tabular method, and then we have mapping diagram. Next, you'll have these graph. If we will graph this, it will look like this. I'm sorry, I changed this y values because I cannot find a better rectangular coordinate system. Okay, so first let's have 1 and 40. Gina pair, right? Domain to range. First domain, first range. 140. So there's your point. Let me just show you what kind of a graph are we going to produce if we will graph the domain and the range given. Okay, 2 and 80. There. 3 and 120. 4 and 160. And then 5 and 200. Then we will connect them using your ruler. It will produce a straight line. See? A straight line. Okay, if you can notice, there is no repetition in the domain, and so the line looks like this. Okay, that's your graph. Okay, all functions are relations, but not all relations are functions. This is better explained by this drawing. All that we have here are relation. A function is a relation, but not all relations are functions. There are parts of a relation that are not functions. A function is very special. And what I have given you, examples a while ago, are called functions. They are special kinds of relation. All of them are relation, but they are a specific type. Function. Okay. A set of ordered pairs is a function if no two distinct ordered pairs have equal x coordinates. This is the highlight. A function, which is a special relation, is called a function if no two distinct ordered pairs have equal x coordinates. So, there must be no repetition in the x or abscissa or x coordinates for it to become function. If there are repetition in the x coordinates, abscissa, or the first coordinates, then that is a relation. Okay. Tell whether the given is a function or relation, and then identify the domain and the range. Let me give you some examples. Number 1, we have here the set of ordered pairs. Is this a function or a relation? First, let's identify the domain. What are the x values or the first values, first x coordinates? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct. The range, the second coordinates, or the ordinate, or the y values. You have here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Is there a repetition in the domain? May nagsulit-sulit sa domain? Wala. And so, the given set of ordered pairs is a function. There. Number 2, we'll have this. First, identify the domain. What are the first coordinates or x values or abscissa? Ang mga una, bala sa kada ordered pair, mga una number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correct? And then the range. Okay, they are the same. But the question is there a repetition in the domain? May nagsulit sa domain? Wala. So still, this is a function. Number 3. What is the domain, or what are the domain? Oh, 5 ka 1 ang una. And then the range, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is there a repetition in the domain? Yes, nagsulit ang 1. And so, this set of ordered pair is not a function but a relation. Can you see the difference now? Number 4. What is the domain? It'll have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the range. Okay. Ang range na notice nyo, tanan 2. But the question is there a repetition of numbers or items in the domain? Wala. And so, this is a function. See, we focus on the domain, or the x values, or the abscissa for the ordered pairs. Let's try it with a tabular method. Okay. Lantawon ang number of items or sa x. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 5, 10, 15. What's the domain? The first numbers, the first row. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then, the range, the numbers below. Now, question. Is there a repetition in the domain? Yes, nagsulit ang 1 kagang 2. So, this table is called a relation. Okay. How about number 2? There, we'll have the data, number of hours, and then we can produce this number of pizza. What's the domain? Those are numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And the range, 3, 9, 15, 21, 27. Question, is there a repetition in the domain or x values? No. And so this is a table function. Okay. Easy, right? Next, let's go to the mapping diagram. Number 1, we have for A, numbers 1 to 3, B, 3, 5, and 6. 1 is paired with 5, 2 is to 3, and 3 to 6. If we are to determine the domain, all the values under A, it's 1, 2, and 3. And for the range, that's for 3, 5, and 6. Okay, so is this function or relation? This is what we call the one-to-one correspondence, where isa ang sa value nga A related kay B. Isa-isa gid sila kapares. One-to-one correspondence. And so one-to-one correspondences are called functions. So number 1 is a function. Kay wala repetition ang value or item under sa A or the first coordinate mo. Isa-isa lang siya. Let's try number 2. For under x, we have a and b, and for we have y, 1, 2, and 3. A is paired with 2, b is paired with 1, another, b is paired with 3. If we will write this in a set of ordered pair, it will result to a2, b1, and b3. And so you see, b is shared with 1 and 3. Okay, this is what we call the one-to-many. Isa, pero damo iya nga pares. Okay? And this is an example of a relation. Relation is a class kay kung isulat mo ni si B kaduwagid gin sulit. Hindi pwede nga si B boyfriend ni 1 kag 3. Dapat ma 1:1 gid na ya. Basta sa mga relationships. Okay? Okay. Joke lang na. Pero mas mayagid nga sa relationship isa-isa gid. Okay? 3. But si X naman, under niya is A, B, and C. So Y, 1. A is paired with 1, B is paired with 1, C is paired with 1. Okay. Sa mga relationship class, just like sa parents, bala, isa lang yung parent, pero iya nga bata, tatlo kabilog. Okay. We call this correspondence as many to one. Okay? Damo sila, pero isa lang gina-share nila nga, parent. Posible man gina, diba? And so, this is a function. Okay, kung isulat mo na sa class A1, B1, C1, wala man nagsulit ang first coordinates. Okay? So, sa tatlo ka correspondences class, only the one-to-many correspondence is called a relation. Ang one-to-one kag many-to-one is a function. Let's try graphs. Take a look at this graph. Miski isa mo lang katulok class, is this a function or a relation? Kung isulatan ni class ang ilang mga coordinates, ini nga point, ini nga point, ini nga point, ini nga point, do you think mayara nagsulit nga x value or abscissa? Okay, for graphs, we call this as, ang test nga ginahimo ta is a vertical line test. Or gasulat a straight line, straight, patindog nga line. Magkuret ka diyo. Miski imagineon mo lang, or actual gid magkuret ka, the line will just touch your graph once. Kung magsubra na siya sa duwa, then hindi na. Okay, so number 1 is an example of a function. Number 2, take a look at this graph. This is the opening to the right. Class, kung isulat mo ning mga coordinates sa mga points ngayon, is there a repetition of your abscissa or x values? Or, you do the vertical line test. Kuritan mo siya. Kurit ka. Okay. Kurit to. Okay. Imagine mo kurit. Kapila nag-touch ang imo nga line sa graph. Okay. I can imagine it's 2. Diba? Isa, dua. Okay. So, this is an example of a relation. Number 3. How about this? This is a circle. Kung ini nga point, isulat mo, is there a repetition of x values? Okay? Or you do the vertical line test. Kuritan mo siya. Ani mismo, the line. How many times did the line touch your circle? I think it's twice na, isa sa babaw, isa sa dalam. So, hindi na pwede. The vertical line test will tell us nga isa lang dapat. And so, number 3 is also a relation. Just like number 2. And last, number 4. This line, it rises to the left. Okay? If you will write the coordinates, is there a repetition of the x values? Or you do the vertical line test, kuritan mo siya kaisa. Kuritan mo siya. Kapila nag-agi or natamaan ng vertical line test mo ang line is only once. So this is a function. I hope you can understand me. For further questions, just ask me, PM me. Okay? Next, how about this? Let's have our let's have our equation or rule. How will we know? By just taking or looking at it if the given is a function or relation. Number 1, x plus 4y equals 5. Notice that x and y are variables. So we have in number 1, x plus 4y equals 5 is a linear equations in 2 variables. So they don't have any power, and so if this is graph, this will result into a line. Okay, and so if this will result into a line, straight line, then this is a function. Number 2, given x squared minus y squared equals 4. Take note that there are 2 variables with a power of 2. If they are graph, this will not result into a straight line. This will result into a circle. And so a circle is not a function. This is a relation. Number 3, y equals negative 6x plus 8. Take note that this is in the slope-intercept form. X and y do not have powers, one lang invisible, and so this will result into a straight line. And so a straight line will give you a function. Number 4, y equals x squared. If this is graphed, take note ha, y has no power, one lang, pero si x may square. Kung i-graph mo siya, muna siya class ang itsura niya class. There. It's a parabola. A second degree equation where the parabola faces up. And so, when you do the vertical line test, the vertical line will touch your graph only once. So, this is a function. If ang x squared may power ha, but take note of this. X equals y squared. This time, class, ang y naman ang may power. This is also a parabola. And it looks like this, class. That's a parabola that opens at the right. And so when you do the vertical line test, it will touch your parabola into two touches. So, hindi siya pwede. Okay? If the parabola faces up, which is y equals x squared, that's a function. But when the parabola faces to the right, opens to the right or to the left, it will touch your vertical line test twice, and so that will produce into a relation. These are patterns, class. These are patterns. And so, I think you can answer lesson 5 and 6. The instruction is there. Okay, for further questions or so that you'll understand this lesson, repeat on watching this video. Okay? Or you can contact me or PM me in our group chat or personal message. Thank you very much.